Welcome to Med in 5. The goal of our channel is to simplify medical concepts and help you understand them like the alphabet. This episode breaks down the endoplasmic reticulum, the organelle responsible for protein and lipid production. Try these cues as a quick starter. Which type of ER detoxifies harmful substances? Which ER is attached to the outer membrane of the nucleus? Let's roll. The endoplasmic reticulum is an expansive network of membranes inside the cell that helps make, process, and transport important molecules. It has two main types, rough and smooth, which differ in structure and function. The RER is usually located close to the nucleus and is directly connected to the outer layer of the nuclear membrane. It's made of flattened membrane sacs called cisternae, with ribosomes attached to the surface, giving it a rough appearance under the microscope. Cells that make and release large amounts of proteins, such as pancreatic cells, contain abundant RER. In the RER, cells build proteins by linking amino acids together. These proteins are then folded and chemically modified so they become functional. Then, they're packaged into small vesicles for transport to other parts of the cell, or for secretion outside the plasma membrane. Inside the RER are special helper proteins called chaperones that assist newly made proteins in folding into their correct shapes. They make sure proteins don't fold abnormally, so they can work properly and be safely transported to where they're needed inside or outside of the cell. Ribosomes in the RER make proteins that are secreted outside the cell, such as the hormones leptin and ghrelin, which control appetite and fat storage. They also make membrane proteins that become part of the cell surface, such as the ion channels in your nerves. They also produce lysosomal enzymes used for breaking down cellular waste, such as digested bacterial particles, when fighting an infection. Cells that produce large amounts of proteins need lots of RER because it handles protein synthesis, folding, and packaging for export or internal use. This is why antibody-secreting, enzyme-producing, and secretory cells depend heavily on it. Examples include plasma cells, the special B cells that make antibodies. Pancreatic acinar cells synthesize digestive enzymes that are released into the small intestine. Goblet cells secrete mucus, which lubricates and protects moist surfaces, such as those in the intestinal lining, airways, and eye. The SER is a network of smooth, tube-like membranes spread throughout the cell's cytoplasm and is continuous with the RER. Unlike the RER, it has no ribosomes on its surface. It contains enzymes that help produce lipids and store calcium. Because of these roles, the SER is especially abundant in cells involved in steroid hormone production and movement. In liver cells, the SER helps control blood glucose during fasting. It has enzymes that break down stored glycogen into glucose. One key step converts glucose 6-phosphate into free glucose, which can leave the liver cell and enter the bloodstream. This helps keep blood glucose levels stable when you're not eating. The SER in liver cells also detoxifies drugs and toxins and converts some drugs into active or inactive forms. In adrenal cortex cells, the SER makes cortisol, an important steroid hormone that helps the body respond to stress and control how it uses energy from carbs, fats, and proteins. In Leydig cells, the SER produces testosterone, which supports male reproductive development and function. In ovarian follicular cells, the SER makes estrogen, which regulates the menstrual cycle and female reproductive traits. In muscle cells, the Sarcoplasmic Reticulum stores and releases calcium to trigger muscle contraction. Let's review. Which type of ER detoxifies harmful substances? Answer: the SER. Which ER is attached to the outer membrane of the nucleus? The RER. Got both? Bullseye. If you learned from this clip, support us by clicking like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Keep watching Med in 5.